Yeah, baby.
Well, maybe I'll stream it this week.
Oh yeah, probably should stream it too.
Yeah, why not? What's up? Are we live, pal? I think we're live, pal.
I believe we're live, pal.
We're live, pal. It's
I'm not
episode
ready.
300.
Don't go yet.
Okay. Stretch it out. You gotta do anything? Gotta light another fatty?
Yeah.
It's episode 321 of the Nation of Conversation. I'm your host, Ryan. I'm here with Mike and not Mike. What? Bill and Wally. Not Mike.
Mike is not here, I don't believe.
Mike's not here. Soon enough, we're going to be back together. Pinpointed
This is
the
the
date.
rumor I'm hearing, but
May 17th, we're going to be fully vaccinated with 2 weeks. I think we can get back together.
Yeah.
In the basement. Except
That
for
would be
Mike's
something.
band. Mike's band, right?
Yeah,
I hope
definitely.
so. Like, I know it's always got a kid or whatever. I just hope he's not allowed.
Just say no. Or is it up to us? Or you mean like, sorry,
Yeah,
you're just out.
It's a
Well, I
little
assume
bit of,
as the owner of the recording studio, you'll be the
Right.
one to tell him no.
I mean, he's welcome if he wants to come, but I'm guessing he's not going to come back for maybe ever. I don't know. But we are targeting a date to get back together, which is a very exciting development because I haven't seen either one of you since
It's been well over a year.
2020 of what? March? Like the first week
Early
of
March, maybe?
It's been a long fucking time.
yeah.
I've seen people here and there randomly or like popped in or whatever, but I haven't seen either one of you. You guys have seen each other though, right?
I have seen
So
Wally.
you guys have hung out.
Played some board games almost weekly.
And some board games. That's still going strong.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Because
yeah.
we're back live too. Like, because for a while we were playing online, but we've been live.
You guys
a little
are
bit.
you're alive. You're
Dr.
alive,
Tim
pal?
says it's okay. So
Dr. Tim would know. Yeah, so we're getting closer to that day. I'm excited. I don't know what I got to figure out what kind of drinks I'm going to have available because are you drinking still, Wally?
Baby?
Yeah, I get, like right now I got a Harpoon Rec League.
Oh, maybe I should have some gin and juice ready.
I'm drinking some blue can seltzer, so you know. Wild
Sure,
night for me.
Going hard. Your top story of the week last night. Impact Rebellion happened. And Kenny Omega won the Impact Championship. The Impact Heavyweight Championship. And I did watch the match. I was able to find it. And I watched it was Omega versus Rich Swann, who was their champion.
In his WWE days, was a good wrestler, but
I remember being excited by watching him.
So yeah, he is very good. He is problematic, as most wrestlers are these days.
Oh, that kind
Had
of problem.
some physical abuse, not allegations, actual police report kind of shit.
like he got in a fight with his girlfriend or something bad,
In a
right?
fight with his fiance, who is Sue Young. Now Susan on Impact. But yeah, so problematic, but he is good in the ring. And they had a very good match.
Is it surprising that Kenny actually wins this? Because
Not at all. There was a lot of like, if Rich Swann wins this match, I'm gonna give everybody $100 going on Twitter last night to get retweets.
It had to be Omega.
Right.
But now you have Kenny Omega as an Impact champ when he's not going to be on the show. Like,
I mean, he's
that's-
been around. He's been on the shows randomly.
Has he been wrestling on the show, or has he just been?
He shows up and like does promos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's going to be around now because he's Impact champ. But now he is AEW champ, Impact champ, and AAA champ. He's all of them. AAA Megatron Championship.
AAA champ.
Still the AAA champ.
Does he like have all the belts when he comes out?
I think he's going to start. I think he's going to start doing that. He celebrated with all the belts when it happened.
I like that.
So, and Don Callis, his manager, is not the head man in charge, but the second guy in charge of Impact. Why are you making a face right now?
I just realized something.
What did you realize?
He's suddenly and shockingly freed up from his New Japan belt, is he not?
Who's this?
God?
God
Isn't
is.
God?
Yeah.
Sounds like Omega might need a tag team championship.
Based on everything that's happening and all these belts he's winning, I thought for sure he would face a championship God, but
That would be
obviously
something.
God lost the belt.
If it was God with 2 belts and
Can
Omega
you
with
imagine?
3.
Yeah, God with all the belts, God with the New Japan belts, and Mega with all the other belts of the West. That would be really something,
Man,
right?
That would be-
That would have been fun.
You'd
That
get
would
a
be
lot of people to watch that match.
That would be something.
Oh, yeah.
So one of my predictions at the beginning of the year when we did our prediction show was that AEW and Impact are going to have a combined pay-per-view. And this was pretty close. Not 100%. Obviously, it was a lot of Impact people, but
Well, I don't think we
pretty
can give
darn
credit for that.
close. No, I'm not taking credit for it. I'm just saying we might be headed to a combined pay-per-view, which I think is a great idea. Especially for Impact. Fuck. Now they have Omega as their champion? Like,
Yeah.
what a deal they've gotten here. What a deal. I watched the match. I thought it was pretty good. Not the best ever, but fine. Good. And Omega basically, he did cheat in the match, but he did win without like interference. So he kind of just won.
Okay.
And
How did he cheat?
he pulled the referee in front of there was like one of those handspring cutter things, and he moved the referee in his place to take the move, which meant that Aubrey Edwards, who was there as well, would come in and officiate as like a backup official. And he tried to use a chair, and she took it away from him because she's all zebra. She's not gonna let shenanigans go down.
She is not.
And she took the chair away, and then Omega just won normally without no interference. Like, people were on the outside, but no interference. And match called by Mauro Ranallo.
That's right.
Yeah,
Mauro
good to have
came
him
in
back.
as a special main event announcer, and it was
Sounded
nice
good, I
to.
bet.
He did amazing. He's
Yeah.
great.
No rust.
No rust at all. No rust at all. He had one moment where he's really good at when he starts talking and he says something, and then like a move happens and he brings it into what he was just saying. So he said something like Omega's he's cracking and rolling or something. He said something like that, and then he gave a V trigger, and in the sentence he goes, and he's cracking Rich Swan's skull too. Like, he immediately like switch. He's so good at that.
Yeah.
Like, he'll like get into his spiel, and then like a move will happen, and he'll just go right into it. Like, it's seamless. So he was great.
How was his
D'Lo-
call of the One Wing Angel? Did he freak out?
Yes. Yeah.
And
And he knew
actually,
all
that's very
and
good.
and he knew every move too.
course he
That's the
did.
other thing. He knew every single
he's a
move.
professional.
He knew every move's name. And he even described like Croyet's Wrath. He goes, "Oh, that's Croyet's Wrath," which is like a stalling suplex and then a German or something. I forget what it is now.
Oh yeah, he like
It's a
he passes
fireman's
him up,
carry and then a
he
German.
like drops him down and snap
Yeah.
Germans him, right?
He
Yeah.
described what it was too, like that way. He's like, "That's Croyet's Wrath," and that is a stalling suplex where he does the drop down and gives him a German. Like, he described the move too. It's like,
He's
you're
a
very
pro.
good, Mauro. You're very good, and I missed you. And it's nice to hear you call a Kenny Omega match. So,
Yeah.
So did Kenny actually hit a V trigger?
yes, many.
Or not V trigger then. One winged angel.
Yes, yeah. He won with the One-Wing Angel, and he had all the belts. So that's how it went off the air. You lighting another Blizz on?
That's right.
Or a candle?
A candle that's trying to die on me, and I'm just trying to make it through the show.
Or
Or a blunt.
does it smell really bad in there? Is that why you gotta keep lighting these
No, I
candles?
just thought it'd be nice, and now it's annoying me that it keeps going out.
Anyway, it was good. There were some other cool matches on there. I think it was a good night for Impact. A lot of buys apparently. They
You
brought
may go
in
do
some
that.
new people. They brought in Big Cass, who is
Okay.
now has a new name. I forget what it is, but he's coming in with a new name. And they also brought in Rachel Ellering, who I like a lot.
Oh,
That
yes.
name
Yep.
sounds
She was
familiar.
in the Mae Young Classic, and she is now Jordan Grace's tag partner, which is like
Ooh, that's nice.
absolutely perfect because they're both power lifters. So that should be fun. And they won the women's tag belts immediately. So
Oh, really?
hopefully, hopefully that turns out to be fun. There was also some other good matches on there.
Did I tell you guys that one of the guys I work with went to school with Big Cass?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was he a dick in school?
I don't know. Like, he didn't know him well. Sort of.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he went to school with him the same way we went to school with what's his
Mike
name?
Pero.
Mike Pero, yeah.
What's his name? Is it just Pero?
I think it's just Pero, yeah.
Yeah. In the same way we know Pero, which is very not at all.
Which is to say, we know who he is.
Dan
Big
the Ned
Cass
Hep
from
knows him
around
better than us.
That's true.
Is Big Cass from around here?
No, he's from
No.
He's from New York City,
Long Island,
New
I think.
Jersey.
Okay.
something like that. Somewhere
Yeah.
down there, yeah. Somewhere in the
Yeah.
tri-states. Maybe Philly, but I don't think so.
Somewhere down there. I also found this out. Marina Shafir lived here forever. Did you know that?
I did. I was looking into
You
her.
mentioned
She was
You mentioned it last week.
Did I mention that last week? Marina
She was-
Shafir.
born in Moldova, which is then at the time part of the USSR.
Right.
When she was 5 years old, she moved to Albany and grew
Right.
up here. And
Yeah,
I think
she grew
lived
up here.
in and around Albany until she moved to California to train.
She lived here forever. Which is why there were so many people for Roddy Strong at that one NXT house show that she was there
Yeah.
with their baby. I was like, there's a lot of people here for Roddy Strong. That's weird. Well, that's why, because all of his in-laws are here. So that was Rebellion, Impact Rebellion.
was a
Good
good show.
job, Impact. Good job giving Kenny Omega your top title. The trash bag incident.
What is this?
Okay.
Yes,
did you?
I vaguely knew, but
So
I
real
had
quick,
No idea.
you know how last week they did all the firings? WWE fired all
Yep.
these people.
Yep.
Well, this week or last week, I guess now, they returned all the belongings to these fired people in garbage bags. All the stuff they left at the Performance Center or wherever they were, Tropicana Field,
They are
returned it all
such dicks.
in garbage bags. And Mickey James tweeted a picture of her garbage bag. Said, look at that. There you go. Think what you will, basically. Then all hell broke loose. Or as I surmise, exactly what they wanted to happen happened. They went out and fired talent relations senior, whatever the fuck, Mark Carrano, who's a name you've heard a million times. He's the guy who fires people usually, or is on Total Divas, taking care of the talent or whatever. Not a well-liked man. Not well-liked at all.
Did they do the House of Cards thing where they have him fire everybody and then at the end of the day they fire him afterwards?
Maybe. Maybe they did.
bring in what's his name, Johnny Ace, to do all the firing
Yes.
again.
Apparently Johnny Ace did all the
okay.
firing, but
All right.
he has done the firing before. Anyway, so Triple H and Stephanie respond to this thing and say, that's not acceptable. We fired the person. And Mickey James, I think, said, I don't want you to fire anyone. I just want you to stop sending our stuff back to us in
Do
trash
better.
bags.
Yeah.
Do better. I don't
Yeah.
want anybody to be fired, but
Yeah.
they fired him among others, and they blamed him for the trash bags, even though I'm pretty sure,
Bullshit.
even though he's probably not the greatest person, I'm pretty sure they didn't give a shit
Yeah,
about
totally.
the trash bags.
That's
right?
totally a scapegoat. That's
And they use him as a
we're
scapegoat.
And
And
they've
they've been
blasted for that. Let's just fire him and blame it on
and they've
him.
been cleaning house, firing a lot of public relations people and other stuff. And I'm almost positive, they just want to fire this dude anyway. So they're just going to use him as the excuse, fire him. And then oh, see, we're great. We're actually great. We're not going to tolerate that kind of behavior, but don't make a cameo. How dare you? Don't have a Twitch channel. Unbelievable.
They're the worst. Are they worse than Amazon? I think they might be worse.
Have you heard somebody was telling me they've been Amazon has been has a lot of commercials come work for us in wherever it is, Catskill, or I'm not sure where it is, somewhere close by. And somebody was telling me exactly how, like, what a day is like at the Amazon factory. And they
Yeah.
put a fucking like thing on you. Did you know this?
No.
Were you guys telling me this? I can't remember.
Like a tracking device?
They put a tracking device on you when you work at Amazon, and they calculate how slow or fast you're working, and like demerit you if you like go to the bathroom too many times or take too long to do what you're doing. Like,
No thanks.
yeah, what a joke! What a
shitty
joke!
company.
Yeah.
And yet WWE, in my opinion, is worse. So that's how bad WWE is.
Anyway, so they're sending out the trash bags. There was a bunch of stories online about how shitty Mark Carrano is as a human being. One being he potentially stole belts from WWE and hid them in his spare room. Did you see that one?
Yes. Did Mike sent that to the group?
Possible ex-girlfriends. He stole stuff from them and hid them in his house. There was another thing about how he treated Fred, what's his name? Rosser, who's on New Japan, who used to, what was his old name? He was with Titus.
Primetime players.
Yeah, the primetime player.
Darren
Darren Young. He talked some shit about him. There were some others who were like, he's a real piece of shit. Like, it's not out of character. And then a bunch of other people said, like, oh, we've gotten trash bags over the years. Like so many people are like,
that before.
because they just didn't. I guess, I don't know. They didn't want to get put on a blacklist or whatever. I don't know. Very interesting, very silly. Daniel Bryan got interviewed about his WrestleMania match, and he said he had no excitement in it, didn't care, didn't have any butterflies, did not enjoy the match at all, and potentially wants out, and his contract is almost up.
Was it him and Seth?
No, it was him.
No, it was him,
Roman,
Edge, and Roman,
Edge.
and he got stack pinned.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. And he
I don't blame him
said,
for wanting out.
basically, I'm completely unfulfilled and I want to do something else. I don't know if he wants to wrestle anywhere else. He did say he wants to wrestle for other promotions as well as WWE, which I'm pretty sure he means I want to go to Mexico and like have a hair versus hair match, or like go to Japan and do something weird, but be able to come back. Like, let me go.
He's trying to get the Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, let me go do some weird shit. Let me go do like a blood sport or something that's not going to hurt you, but I can have fun. And I'll still come back and work for you.
Well, see, but now you say things like this, and I want to see him show up in a G1.
I don't know if that's what he meant. I'm
sure
guessing
that it's
no.
not, but that would be something.
I think it's Mexico. He said this before. He wants to go to Mexico and have a hair versus hair match.
That'd be sweet.
Or something like that.
Would
hair
you-
versus mask.
Do you think there's any way you could enjoy a match between, say, Daniel Bryan and maybe Stone Pipple?
We always fantasy book Stone Pipple against these people. He's always got a match in our book. We love him.
Man, that would be a very interesting match for sure.
It's very interesting the way he phrased it, though. Like, I'll go work for other promotions and then work for you too. They're not going to let that happen, right?
No, they won't let that happen. But then he can say, like, I tried. They're losing out.
I could see him like showing up in Mexico and doing a match and then not showing up again for months. You know, like, I'm going to stay home now for a while until I have another match that I'm interested in. And then I'll do that. And then I'll be gone again for a long time. And then
I could see him like,
I don't think he
gets out of
means
WWE. I could see him showing up in AEW specifically to challenge Omega, belts or not.
Right.
But not even signing like a long-term deal. Just like, give me a 2-month run with Omega.
Give me a per appearance deal until I'm bored, and then I'll be out of here. Yeah, it could be interesting. I don't think they're going to let him do what he said.
They won't let him. It's
and I certainly could see him not wrestling anymore. Like, he did kind of mention, like, I've kind of done everything I need to do at this point in WWE. Like, there's nothing else for me to do there. I've done everything else. I won the title. I won a title at WrestleMania. Like, I came back. I proved you wrong. Like, I did all that stuff. I had another title run after that where I was the Earth Day champion or whatever that was. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like, what else am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna win the title again? Like, I don't think that's creatively fulfilling to him anymore. We'll see what happens. New Japan had to cancel a bunch of May shows because they have had COVID outbreaks because people are either not getting vaccinated and going out or thinking that they're good with one vaccination. I'm not totally sure what the story is, but Japan's in a state of emergency again.
And I imagine this, I don't know, but I imagine part of it has to do with the upcoming Olympics, that they're just cracking down to get the numbers as low as they can until the Olympics happen.
I'm sure. I saw something about variants. It's got something to do with the variants, and I don't know. I'm not sure what the vaccines look like for the rest of the world. If they're the same, are they the same ones we're getting, or are they different ones?
I think a lot of the world is going on the AstraZeneca one we haven't approved yet.
Yeah.
Okay. So who knows? But they have canceled a bunch of shows, so hopefully they'll get back going again, which is crazy because they're the ones that have came back quickest and like actually got fans to follow rules and stuff like that, which is surprising. Sad one here. Our guy Mongo has ALS. Very sad story. Very sad. I guess it's not good. He's not doing that well. So shout out to Mongo. Hope you're doing all right. Mongo bring a lot of entertainment to this show, and the Twitter account Here Comes Mongo is one of the best.
It is
one of the best Twitter accounts out there. So shout out to Mongo. Get better. Undertaker. Didn't mean to call these soft wrestlers soft. Sorry that you're soft.
I'm sorry that you are soft.
I'm sorry that you feel that way. You soft wrestlers, you softs. I just want to say that out loud. I don't actually have any details there. I don't know. You want to say anything about Undertaker calling people soft and then apologizing for calling people soft?
No.
I didn't think so. Another quick one. CM Punk, somebody asked him, would you consider coming back to WWE? Oh man, I bet he never gets that question. He goes, seriously, honestly, why would I return to this awful television product? What would I do? Like, it would be a disaster.
That's fair. It's
very fair.
Also, these people, like, just stop asking the guy. Like, it's been,
he's good.
How long has it been since he's been in WWE?
As long as longer than this podcast. 2014, like, January of 2014. I think it's years 7 years.
Going on 7 years now. Stop asking the man. Find new material to ask this guy if you want to do a fucking interview. People are just pathetic.
There's some other quick hitters here. This one really fucking pissed me off. Triple H said the Wednesday Night Wars between AEW and NXT were just imaginary. They didn't exist. I don't know if you knew this. They never happened. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, Ryan?
I don't know.
What didn't exist?
They didn't have any competition between each other. They never tried to cross promote or counter program anything.
Who are we even talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't exist. Wednesday Night Wars were imaginary. Look at all the counter programming you did over 2 years, Triple H. I would say that's not. Look at your rating, too, which is a lot better now.
What, does one of the indies have a weekly show now or something?
Some bingo hall just set up a camera, and that's what we're watching. Unbelievable. It's just type of shit. Just drives me fucking crazy. Yeah. You lost, buddy. Your show lost. Your hardcore creeper fucking zombie show did not do well. It lost. Sorry. Tbar and Mace get unmasked, but unfortunately for them, they have to keep those stupid names. So Donovan Dijakovic or whatever is there, unmasked, called Tbar.
And who's the other one?
The old announcer there. I forget his name.
Dio Madden. Who, just to be clear, on main roster television was called Dio Madden, was he not?
And was an announcer.
But now that he's his face, he's no longer?
He's still Mace. Mace.
So they came out wearing masks as Tbar and Mace.
Got unmasked.
And are remaining Tbar and Mace. And nobody's saying,
far.
Dijakovic.
Oh, there's no fans in the building to say, what the fuck is this? Not that anyone even cares, probably, about either one of these guys, unfortunately. So silly.
Okay.
Saudi Arabia is back. They're going to be back in Saudi Arabia before the end of the year. WWE.
Oh, God.
The new announcers they hired, Adnan Verk and our guy Pat McAfee, both tweeted that they sucked in their debuts.
Well, at least one of them for sure did.
They said, "Oh, well, that sucked. Maybe you want to be a little better in your debut." Oh my God! I appreciate your self-criticism. I guess they both said that they sucked in their
surely did.
And their announcing debuts. Oh my God! MLW will be on Vice TV. I think that's a good match because Vice is doing those Dark Side of the Rings, so they already have some kind of a wrestling audience.
Where do you find Vice TV? Is it actually a channel or is that a streamer?
It's a channel, I'm pretty sure. A real channel now. It's on Hulu. I'm pretty sure I have it.
I mean, certainly it's good for MLW because they were just twitching, right?
No, they were on that weird channel, which we thought was like the Gay Sports Network or something. And like years ago, we had misidentified what channel they were on. Yeah. Yes, I forget what channel they actually were on. Some weird sports channel that no one got. So now they're on Vice TV. So good for MLW. Maybe we get to see LA Park now more often. Hockey. This is weird. Messing with wrestling again. Potentially messing with wrestling again. So NBC has hockey right now. One of the reasons that NXT was moved off of Wednesday nights, I believe, was because Wednesday night hockey was a thing and it was being moved to USA. But now NBC is out on hockey altogether. Maybe you can confirm this to me. NBC 100% out on hockey.
Yeah, I've not seen official. I've seen tweets and stuff, and that's a real bummer because it looks like that it's not being picked up by any like major network, which is a real bummer.
Not true. Hockey has been picked up by Turner Sports, TNT, and TBS.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it that different?
On NBC, they get like one weekend or 2 weekend games.
You don't think TBS is going to be the hockey destination for like that Sunday game?
That's fine. It's not as good as putting it on NBC.
I guess, but TBS is still like
TBS. You need to have some type.
Do you? Now. I thought you could get it over the. Oh, I guess you're right.
Oh, no.
I guess it's not on the antenna.
It's not cable, or it is cable.
It's basic cable. It's not.
It's not on antenna.
It's not on the antenna.
It's not, and it's
right.
Like even for the big ones, like it's a bummer that like the outdoor game is not going to be on national TV. I mean, it'll be on national TV, but
not
Winter Classics.
And the fact that it'll be hard to find playoff games and stuff.
Well, ESPN is the major people, so they have most of the big games. So ESPN will have hockey again.
Oh, that's good then. Which means it potentially could get moved to channel or to
ABC. I could see the maybe it already has been announced that the Stanley Cup Final is on ABC.
I would hope so.
I would think that's probably the case. So you're going to get stuff.
I didn't realize that. ABC. I thought it was just going to Turner. Like everything went to Turner.
Shared. It's being shared between, like kind of like basketball is.
Okay, well then that's fine. That I take back what I was saying. Like I don't mind TBS and TNT. The more games on TV, the better. I just thought they were the only ones broadcasting it.
No, ESPN also has it. So I'm not sure how it's going to shake out. But now NXT no longer like they have to move for the rest of the year, I guess. But that's it. So maybe they move back to Wednesdays based on the fact that
isn't Tuesday one of the basketball nights for Turner though?
Tuesday is a basketball night. There's speculation that Turner will not air hockey on Wednesday. They would either change their basketball schedule or work with hockey to have a different night.
Why wouldn't they put it on Wednesday if they have Tuesdays? Oh, because they also do wrestling?
They would have to move AEW again. So they can't move it to
Thursdays or something?
They can't move it to Tuesday or Thursday because of basketball. So maybe hockey is on Fridays or Mondays. I don't know. Not sure. Or after AEW? I don't know. It'll be weird. But it's messing with wrestling again. Hockey messing with wrestling again.
Good. Bill,
time for a segment to be named later. What you got?
Yeah, I just wanted to do a little in-depth dive here. Last week we were talking about how Shida won his first championship.
Right, first ever.
In WWE.
Which this week they backtracked on that.
Oh, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
they backtracked. Okay.
They put a bunch of Japanese, like, he won it again, kind of like, look at how much publicity this got in Japan. But it was all like he's the junior king kind of stuff.
Because here's a few things he's done. Apparently, who knew?
Right.
Besides WWE. In Japan, where he's from, he won a tag team tournament going all the way back to 2008 in All Japan.
Right.
In New Japan, he's a 6-time junior champion. He's a 2-time junior tag champion. He won a junior heavyweight championship tournament. He twice won Best of the Super Juniors. He won a Super J Cup. Mm-hmm. And he won a Super Junior tag team tournament as well.
Jesus.
So in Japan, he's
literally everything.
What you might call a well-decorated veteran.
Mm-hmm.
He once went to Mexico, where he won a tag team tournament with Marco Corleone.
Okay.
He went to England, where he was the World Cup Japanese qualifying tournament for What Culture, and then went on to win that tournament as well.
Right, the World Cup tournament.
And then even before WWE, he came to Ring of Honor for a time and won their TV championship.
Yes.
So he's literally won everywhere he's been.
Everything.
Which is all over the world. And then, besides that, he also has won a ZST Genesis lightweight mixed martial arts tournament. And for his professional MMA career, he is 6 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws.
Okay.
So he's undefeated in MMA as well.
Yeah, they did mention that. They mentioned his MMA record on air today. Or not today, last week.
So apparently he actually has won a little bit before WWE.
Yeah, they obviously made a big error and backtracked on that and tried to rectify it this week on NXT.
Because Vic Joseph is terrible at his job. But he's perfect for WWE because he is just a younger Michael Cole, and it's terrible.
Not even a Michael Cole. He's a Vince McMahon ripoff.
That's true.
Do you have any other segments?
No other segments this week.
Okay. We had Adam Page let's kick it off with AEW. Adam Page defeated Ricky Starks in a match. Ricky Starks, very good. And nice to see him on AEW TV more. I mean, he's been doing promos and stuff, but actual matches, very good. Penta El Zero Miedo with his new guy is Penta Says manager. Very fun.
Who?
They came out. Yeah, Penta has a manager who translates for him now.
Oh, okay. Not somebody we already knew.
He is one of the backstage announcers for AEW.
Oh, okay.
Does he when Penta does his Cero Miedo? Does he translate that for him too?
No, he Penta will talk in Spanish and then he'll say Penta says in like a nice announcer way, like we're gonna kick your ass. And it's very funny and it's actually good. And he's real goofy. He's like a goofy, nerdy kind of dude. So he fought Trent in a match, which Trent came out with his last name as a question mark, and JR was confused. Why is his last name a question mark?
Of course,
he will say Trent Beretta at some point.
I don't think Trent even knows what his last name is what Excalibur said to try to cover it up. It was very funny. So they had a good match. It was good to see Trent back in action. And Penta won, of course. JR then came back and interviewed the Pinnacle, and we had a great promo from MJF, and even Wardlow cut a promo. That was interesting. Everybody else was quiet.
That's who the Pinnacle is?
MJF, Wardlow, FTR, and Sean Spears are the Pinnacle. So he interviewed the Pinnacle, and MJF cut a good promo. Shida had her women's title match against Ty Conti, who became #1 contender, and they had a good match. And Shida won, and then Britt Baker came out to make the challenge. by showing a big graphic of she's number 1 ranked. She's been doing this thing about how she thought the rankings were flawed and how she was really the number 1. But how she was going to go on Dark, AW Dark, and beat a bunch of jabronis to get her numbers up.
That's awesome.
She's going to inflate her numbers by going on Dark and just beating a bunch of like
they should people. Follow through on that. Just give her they can, if they want, they can film it in 1.5 hour. Just have her come out and just 2 minutes squash a bunch of people.
I'm pretty sure that they had her do that exact thing on Dark. I don't watch Dark every week, but very funny. Inner Circle came out and had another like long Jericho promo thing, and they said they're gonna have the Blood and Guts match, which is happening on May 5th or something like that. I think.
What exactly is Blood and Guts match?
It's a War Games match.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna run the entire
like next week. Then May 5th.
Is it next week? It might be in 2 weeks because next week they've got.
Well, they'd have one.
I'm sorry. It is May 5th because they have one more show. So yes, it is May 5th. So that match is going to be an entire episode of Dynamite. Apparently.
Oh wow.
So I don't know how that's going to work. It's going to be a 2-hour episode of Dynamite in a War Games. I'm not sure how they're going to pull it off. That seems like an awful long time to be in one match.
It does. I mean, obviously you can draw at the beginnings and like have it take longer for everyone to get in the ring and all that, but
still, like when you get down to it, it's maybe an hour, but 2, I don't know. I'm very curious to see how they produce that.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it's going to be in front of no fans somehow or like in the stadium, right?
I don't know.
Because 2 rings would mean that has to be in the stadium, maybe. Anyway, this week they're going to have a parlay with because of course they've had press conferences and other goofball shit. So now they're going to have a parlay, which I'm sure Eric Bischoff is going to be at. Right.
This actually could be the right role for JR now as the interviewer. He can be the backstage, like, hey, now wait a minute. You know, the Mean Gene, like, I'm old and I don't care anymore. I'm not going to let you talk to me like that, guy.
Yeah.
Possibly. Seems like he should be able to do more. But, yes, he's good in the interviews.
He shouldn't be doing as much calling matches, I feel.
They got nobody else.
He's had
some. Going to call a match.
Yeah. Other.
They have Excalibur?
And Tony Schiavone and Big Show and Taz sometimes. And potentially Mauro, maybe if Mauro wants to go work for AEW, right? At some point. Yeah. So that they're gonna do a parlay this week. I don't know what that means. I'm probably not gonna be interested in that, but we'll see. QT Marshall working his way through the Nightmare family with his new group, The Factory. He defeated Billy Gunn. And there was a bunch of cheating and run-ins and stuff.
And I know that this sounds sad, but I mean it. Of all you and Mike have talked about QT Marshall, and I know that part of it is because neither one of you is a big fan of his.
Mm.
But the thing about this whole run that excites me the most is the fact that Billy Gunn is still wrestling.
He is. He looks great, too.
I'm sure that he does.
Yeah. He's a good-looking guy. And QT's group is not bad. Camarado, former NXT guy who's big. He got a chair smashed over his head. Obviously a worked wooden chair. And he no-sold it, so that makes him look good. Anthony Ogogo, former Olympic boxer from the UK, is part of the group. And he gut punched Billy Gunn to allow QT to win. Aaron Solo, former Mr. Bailey, pretty good wrestler, was tag team partners with Ricky Starks for years. So they have a good crew. It's just QT Marshall in his bowling shirt is their leader. And he's a weird old looking dude. And it's kind of off. It's kind of weird, but whatever.
They should put that other old hardcore guy in that group just for fun.
Jerry Lynn?
No.
Who's the other old
guy that I'd never heard of? He just showed up in AEW and I was supposed to know him.
Oh, yeah. Luther.
Yeah.
Luther.
Put that guy in there because who cares?
Yeah, there you go. Christian Cage had another match. This time he faced Will Hobbs from Team Taz. And
this is just him like building up a resume?
Yeah, pretty much. So he got beat up last week by Will Hobbs. This week he got annihilated by Will Hobbs and then ended up winning the match by being smarter than Will Hobbs, outworking him. being a savvy vet. So he looked good again. Got slammed on his head a few times. Every time he gets slammed on his head, I'm like, oh, God, please be okay. But he seemed fine. Your main event, I feel like this is a main event to come. Main event that's going to happen for years and years and years to come. Darby Allin versus Jungle Boy.
For the belt?
For the TNT belt. And
I like that. That's a good,
it's great
good matchup there.
Darby has been doing work every week. He's in the main event, it seems like.
Yeah, I could see them using that match for a long time.
And Jungle Boy looked very, very good. We haven't talked about him in a while, have we? He's been doing little things here and there. He had a real good match against Dax from FTR where he tapped him out. That was really good. And in this one, he was like showing a lot of aggression. He slapped Darby across the face, like, I'm not taking your shit. Got in the face of, like, started face smushing him and stuff. Like, I'm not just a white meat baby face. I'm going to fight for this title. And he's doing a submission now, snare trap, which is like a tie up the legs and get a headlock kind of move. Sort of like a STF, I guess, but not exactly. So they had a match. Darby won, and then Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page came down. They're bad guys, and they beat everybody up. And I got very excited because Ethan Page beat up Darby, and that brings us back to Evolve, where Ethan Page used a shovel to open up Darby Allin's elbow and knocked him out remember that? Knocked him out for like a year by cutting his arm open with a shovel. So they have a lot of history in Bad Blood, so I'm very excited to see them potentially have a match. And then Lance Archer came out and looks like he's helping Sting and Darby. So we'll see, because Sting kind of said to him, like, drop Jake Roberts. He's a loser. Like, you're better than that. And Lance has been kind of like helping Sting, sort of. Sting and Luchasaurus started beating each other up. That was fun. Like, nice. Sting does his thing where, like, Luchasaurus, he helped Jungle Boy into the ring for a 10 count, just a little tiny bit. Like, and Sting came over and, like, got in his face, like, don't interfere in this match. And they started fighting each other. So I was like, oh, that's fun. They started punching each other. So it was a good show.
What's going on with Hangman Page? Why is he not doing anything?
He is doing stuff. He's opening every show, winning, and he's the number one ranked guy. So we're getting.
He's the one that beat Ricky Starks?
Yes.
I honestly thought that was Ethan Page that you're talking about for that as well.
No, sorry. No. Hangman Page won the opening match. He's been winning every match, and he's the number one contender whenever they want to pull the trigger, which I don't know when they will, but he is technically, by ranking, the number one contender.
So there's an Ethan Page as well. There's two pages.
There's an Ethan Page, there's a Hangman Page, there's a Bryan Cage, and there's a Christian Cage. Which, by the way, I think they're fighting each other. Bryan Cage and Christian Cage are fighting each other like in a week or two.
Who gets to keep the last name?
Your last name's on the line. God damn it. Yes, there's a lot of same names going on.
Yeah. They should do one cage and one page on a tag team, and the other cage and the other page on the other.
Just separate the names,
and then only let JR call it with no help.
Yeesh. Oh boy. No, I don't want to see that.
No?
All right. I have a lot to. You don't watch any anymore, Bill. You're out.
Sure don't.
You're out. Are you ever going to come back?
Hopefully not.
Okay. Well, I don't think you're going to come back after you hear the descriptions of this. Although there were some things in there that you would love. So I'm going to go over this, and you tell me if anything in here actually interests you. Okay? So NXT, we started with Kyle O'Reilly coming out with sunglasses and a weird hat, doing a new character, I believe, called Cool Kyle.
Is this supposed to be Sleazy Kyle?
I believe so.
Okay.
So I'm like torn because a lot of people shit on this promo and said it sucked. And I'm like, it's sort of sleazy Kyle, like goofy, funny Kyle. It's just too much. Like he's out there for way too long.
I did actually try to find this because Mike told me it was some interesting choices.
Yeah.
But I could just find people talking about it. I got to go and look for the video again.
Well, if you go on WWE's YouTube, you can find it. But
okay.
So he came out as cool Kyle, cutting a promo, basically trying to figure out what he's going to do next. Now that he's vanquished Adam Cole, he's all good. And he started to go in on Karrion Kross, but then Cameron Grimes came out. Our guy, Cam Grimes came out.
I'm sure
and
they
said like, I can, right? They must have fought in PWG, right? So he says like, I can monetize you. You're like, now that you're cool, Kyle, you can, I can make money off you. You know, we'll like your weird denim jackets, like we'll sell those. It'll be great. And there was a like goofy, funny, like he pretended like he was in, then punched him in the face, kind of thing.
That leading sounds to a like match. At least the end I would enjoy.
Yeah, leading to a match later in the night. So
should be a good match.
And I don't know if this is written in here, but Cam Grimes had like a backstage interview leading up to the match, and he was talking about an NFT, which is hilarious. What an awesome thing. An NFT who's bidding on, and in the promo in the back, he's like reading the email like, and my NFT got outbid? What? Who would want to bid on that? And he was outbid by Ted DiBiase.
Yes.
So that's happening. That's happening. Ted DiBiase
should happen.
Yes. So Ted DiBiase, it's happening.
I've fantasy booked this whole thing, including the match where DiBiase actually returns to the ring.
It's happening. I don't know if he's returning to the ring, but he's going to be around at some point.
He's going to return to the ring, and he's going to have a quick roll-up where he pays off the ref, and it's going to be perfect.
That would be perfect. What's not perfect? Dexter Lumis versus LA Knight.
Boy, oh boy, I'm out. I'm back out.
LA Knight. Dexter, he gets knocked to the outside in the match. And like, did you remember last week? He carried Indy Hartwell to the back, and she winked and all that. Yeah. She's in love with Dexter. So she's on the other side of the glass. He pops up. She's on the other side of the glass. He gets distracted. LA Knight hits his LA Knight move and wins. And Dexter is like, just like confused and like seems like he's in love with Indy Hartwell.
And I have to assume that the LA Knight move is like a vertical suplex, and that's
no. It was like a shitty looking stunner, is what it was.
So worse than a vertical suplex. Perfect.
It was pretty bad. So yeah, that happened. Leon Ruff talking about how he's gonna take out Swerve Scott. I was bored, almost fell asleep.
I feel bad because Swerve. I don't even have anything against Leon Ruff, but Swerve deserves better.
Leon Ruff isn't that bad of a wrestler either, but I don't care about this at all. It should be over already.
Right. I don't mind that it happened, but it should have been over very quickly.
It should be over. Come on. Io Shirai had a sit-down interview with Beth Phoenix where she said, like, I need to rest. I got power bombed on the floor. Like, I need to take some time to, like, get myself ready to go again, like, after that loss. And then Frankie Monet interrupted and did she's a main roster character. We've been saying it forever.
She's supposed to be very good as Ty Valkyrie, but the fact that she's Frankie Monet, I can't get behind it.
She came in with her dog and interrupted and basically made fun of Io for leaving and all that. And Io went nuts on her and talked Japanese and said, like, I like cats better. And then she left, which is funny. So eventually, I guess they'll have a match. I don't know.
I actually would think it would, not only for Io, but also just pull her off of TV, which I know you don't. She's one of your stars, but let her return for SummerSlam to a giant pop, maybe with fans, and start this whole thing all over again.
You would think. She said she has a rematch clause and wants to get a rematch against Raquel. So
okay,
maybe we'll see that.
And based on what I've heard about that match, I'm sure they would both love to run it back, do it again.
Okay. Not a bad segment. Here's one that puzzled me. Breezango versus Grizzled Young Veterans. Breezango came out dressed as like the UK Royal Guards with those big hats or whatever they're called.
Love it. Yep. Swiss Guard.
So they came out.
There's Swiss Guard in the Vatican.
No, it's not a Swiss Guard. What are they called? The dudes who protect the royal castle.
I think they're just called the Royal Guards.
Anyway, they came in marching around all goofy. Wade Barrett, he's like, I love it. It's great.
Queen's Guard. Queen's Guard.
Okay, so the Queen's Guard, they start marching around. Wade Barrett says he loves it. Then Grizzled Young Veterans come out, and they're fucking pissed. These guys are taking the piss out of England, and they get all pissed off. And then Wade Barrett is like, oh no, I guess I've been in America for far too long or something like that. It was good and bad. He's like, oh no, I made a mistake here. Like I should be with the Grizzled Young Veterans. What the hell am I doing? And of course,
I love that though.
Did you? You liked that?
No, I just the way you're describing it, like I love that he can do that. He'd be like, "Oh, this is funny," and then immediately go back into like his
ooh,
bad persona. Be like, no, I'm with him, with my English brothers on this.
I think they're right, but I guess I've lived in America for too long. Yeah. I wasn't offended by that, but anyway, Grizzled Young Veterans won. Then did they have something later? I can't remember now. Austin Theory and the Way in the back. Bronson Reed came up and he's like, I deserve an opportunity for that belt, Johnny. Like, you lost. You won a gauntlet and lost clean. You do not deserve shit. Johnny said, go to the back of he said, go to the back of the line. Then Austin Theory said, well, you know what? If you can beat me, then maybe you can have a title shot. And then Bronson was like, okay, I accept. And he walked away and Johnny went, you just lost to him like 2 weeks ago. It's like, no, he's never beat me. It's like, you just lost to him 2 weeks ago. You're going to lose again. So I guess they're going to run it back. I don't get it.
That sounds like that segment's fun because Carrano is very good. Even at this.
It was funny, but it's so like, why is he getting another shot?
Yeah. Well, because he's good. But
then give him the belt. He's good. I get it. Saray debuted. You missed Saray.
How was she?
She was good. She faced Zoe Stark in a babyface match. Mm-hmm. She won. She got a long way to go to live up to the top flight Japanese wrestlers that have come in. But I did it. I was excited that Beth was like Joshi wrestler. She was dropping that in the match. Good. I'm like, whoa, nice. You're actually dropping the proper terminology here, Beth. Not that Beth, it's not Beth's fault. It's WWE. But right. So she beat Zoe Stark and then Zoe Stark got beat up by Toni Storm.
I mean, if they do it right, that could be a good.
Zoe's a good wrestler.
Yeah. So her and Toni can do some good things.
Sure.
She just gets beat in a match and then she gets beat up some more. Yeah.
Zoe Stark is basically the jobber to the stars. She comes in and has a great match with somebody that's coming in.
I think that maybe built her up to like now everybody knows her. Now she's a good wrestler. People will care when she has a feud against Toni Storm.
Right.
Hopefully.
Maybe.
And then that's way it'll allow her to develop character now a little bit. I don't know.
I think she's very good. We'll see what happens. Saray, I'm excited to see what happens here and how she goes. But she's very good. Just like most of the other wrestlers that have come over from Japan. They're very, very good. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai talked about their next challenger or whoever. And then there was a video from Mercedes Martinez saying, like, you're ducking me. You're not even talking about me. We're going to have this match. But first, I'm going to beat up your friend, Dakota. So she's going to beat up Dakota first and then face Raquel and lose.
Oh, my God. Who do I pull for? Mercedes versus Raquel?
I don't know. You're all your people. You like Dakota too, don't you?
Of course.
All your people in one match.
Sounds excellent.
Candice LeRae. There's so much way stuff going on in these shows in the back. Yep. Every show, there's like 5 segments with the way. So Candice is in the back and she's like, Indy, we got to go get revenge on Shotzi and Ember. Come with me. Of course, Indy gets distracted by Dexter Lumis and disappears. So Candice is by herself and she knocks on the door like, we're gonna take you down. And they are like, you and what army? There's nobody here. And they just threw her in the room, closed the door, and beat her up.
Babyface.
As baby faces do. Yep. And then later we see her again, like all beat up with like an ice pack on her face. Like yet another way backstage thing where she's all pissed off, all beat up. And they're yelling at Indy about how she can't date Dexter and look what you did to mom and all that stuff. Like, you abandoned the family. Kushida had his open challenge NXT Cruiserweight match against Oni Lorcan, which was an excellent match.
Yeah, I actually don't mind if his thing is open challenge, just so we can have a series of good matches.
So he had one here, and he now dresses completely differently. He doesn't wear boots. He wears like taped feet, and he wears trunks. He doesn't wear his usual like jeans or whatever.
He doesn't wear the puffy jacket and all that.
He still comes out with a puffy. Last week he came out with a puffy jacket, but this week he didn't have it.
Oh,
he came out in trunks, and he still did the time splitter, like point to his wrist, but that was it. No other. Okay. So maybe they're getting away from the Back to the Future shit and trying to go into this MMA stuff.
Punching necks again.
He does. He did Shote in this match.
He does the punch, but I want to. Where you can hear it thud against someone's neck.
It's not the real thing, but they had a fun match, and he won. And then there was some bullshit after with MSK. I want to say he's going to team with MSK against Grizzled Young Veterans and what's his name there?
Oni?
No, the former champ. What's it? King Cuerno or whatever his name is now. Santos.
What about his crew? He already has a crew. They
came out and tried beating up Kushida, and MSK interfered. So maybe it is. Maybe it is his crew. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
That would make but okay.
I'm guessing it's his crew and not Grizzled Young Veterans. But Grizzled Young Veterans called out MSK. They want a shot at the titles or whatever. So
yeah.
And they will have a good match, I'm sure.
They will have another excellent match.
For some reason, this was in here. Piss break match. Imperium versus Everrise. They killed them.
It never ends with that way. Everrise never gets to finish a match.
I can't remember how it ended. They killed him, and then Dane and Maverick had like a whole thing in the back, like on the outside, about Killian trying to join Imperium or being seduced to join the dark side or whatever, and Drake Maverick being pissed off.
I wouldn't hate Timothy Thatcher, Killian Dane tag team. I wouldn't hate that.
Well, he's in a tag team with Ciampa.
Yeah, but if you want to pull the Imperium boys all together or whatever,
you should.
I wouldn't hate that.
I think it would be great. Cool Kyle O'Reilly beat Cameron Grimes in a match. They had a fun one. But
I bet you it was.
Kyle won. Just straight up won. Mm. And getting to see, it's funny because like Cam Grimes' character is like a goofy idiot, but his in-ring product is like he's very, very good. So it doesn't match up somewhat. It's like he's way too good in the ring to be an idiot outside the ring. I don't know. That was weird to me, but
it sounds like I would mostly have liked this show.
I was going to say, I think only your guy, L.A. Knight, maybe.
Law Knight, I would not have enjoyed.
Law Knight. Maybe Cool Kyle you wouldn't enjoy. A lot of people hated Cool Kyle.
Let me talk to you. That match I would have like turned it on like a Friday night, like, all right, let me watch at least half of it and then I would have watched the promo, and then I would have saw those two come out, and I would have shut it off. And then, like, I need a day to like gear myself up to just get through this match and enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, poor Law Knight.
I mean, even you, having watched him on Power or whatever, don't seem to have a ton of good things to say about him.
No, but he was like just did some things and never really was that. It was an hour show. It's like, how pissed off can you be at somebody in an hour show where they get 3 minutes to say something?
Let me talk to you.
And he says, let me talk to you, and the crowd's cheering. It's fine. And he has like a 2-minute match. Like, how bad can that be? But when you get lots and lots and lots of time, it's starting to expose. I don't know. That's it. Wally, do you have one more top 5, or is this the week?
Well, I've got other top 5s, but those were the technically when I said that I had worked ahead.
So Bill,
I'm done with my worked ahead list.
Bill, is it time for you to top 7. Wally's top 5.
Bill's top 7 of Wally's top 5.
Okay, Wally, you got the week off. Save yours for next week. Bill,
Okay.
I give you the floor to rank Wally's top 5s over the last top 7 weeks.
So let me just start by saying I think we can agree for the way Wally hooked it up that he had all the stuff in the bank. Overall, pretty disappointing. A lot of retreads, a lot of just the same things over and over. So the high mark, my number 1 is like a C+.
So even number 1 is low bar.
It's just, come on. Let's vary it up a little.
Do better.
Number 7 of the 7 was Wally's top Archer characters, because who cares? Me, least of all. I've never seen the show.
It's a
Don't
good
care at all about
show.
it.
It's a good show.
You say it's a good show, but then how do you feel about how it ended?
How did it
Still
end?
going.
Archer's still going?
Yeah.
I thought you hated that show.
Who?
No.
Okay. I thought you guys both didn't like the way the show ended. Apparently it's something else.
I think it's something else.
It's Dexter. You guys hate Dexter in the way that.
Oh, Dexter sucks.
Well, Archer and Dexter, in my mind, are apparently the same thing.
No, they're not even close.
That's how much I care about Archer.
Wow.
Number 6.
You might actually like
this
Archer.
list. This list is just no good.
You might actually like Archer, Bill. I feel like you would like that show.
Number 6 was Wally's top cars, because again, I just don't really care. Well, I didn't hate it, and I agree on like the old Mustang and stuff. Just I don't care. Ryan, you care much about old cars?
Don't care about cars at all.
There you go.
Yep.
Number 5 was 99 characters, mostly because Andre Braugher was so low.
Right.
Bad job.
I agree.
And you also said that what's his name is the worst character on the show. Jake Peralta's friend there.
Andre Braugher is not the best character according to you.
Captain
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
Captain Holt.
What's his name?
No, Rosa is better than Captain Holt.
No way.
No.
Rosa's great.
And also
Boyle. No,
that Boyle wasn't even on your list, which is wild.
Boyle does not deserve to be on the list.
Dear Lord. Boyle not even on the list.
Number 4, I had Nicktoons because I only vaguely remember a lot of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, I was only in on the early Doug Rugrats Nicktoons. After that, I did see some of them, but I wasn't as much into them.
Okay.
All right, the next 2, I was trying to remember what fit into which. I believe number 3 was the Nick game shows.
Okay. Yep.
Which makes number 2 the live action Nickelodeon shows. Where my struggle was where things like Double Dare and stuff fell. That was on the game shows list.
Okay.
Because it's a game show.
Yes, but a lot of the Nick shows are. So I believe I like the action shows, the live actions better.
Okay.
But that was, again,
a
very lazy, and all that was really the reason it was jumped to number 2.
Yeah.
His best one was the Alan Tudyk list of Disney animal characters.
That was creative. Come on, you got to give him some credit there.
I just gave him the number 1 overall for that one.
I know, but you said it was a C+ earlier, so it's better than a C+. Come on.
I think overall,
hard C.
I'll give it a hard C.
It's going backwards. Why? My cell job is making it go backwards now.
Yes. This though is like a perfect Wally's 30% effort, where he has one idea and he just does it 6 weeks in a row.
Oh my gosh!
At least 3 weeks in a row with Nickelodeon.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll give you Nickelodeon. That was a little lazy.
Well, that was because Paramount Plus became a thing in his life.
Exactly.
So he was watching those shows.
I was watching all the Nickelodeon stuff.
Oh man. Okay. I like how
having Archer as the year.
I don't clearly even know anything about Archer. So
Dexter and Archer, the same thing in your mind.
Just Google Archer.
Is Archer the cartoon one?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever.
Usually I'm the one who said the animation shows, whatever. I don't care about American Dad or whatever the hell. I don't care about those shows. But
yeah, it's not a great show.
Archer's good. I haven't watched a million episodes, but every episode I've watched, I've enjoyed.
There's a couple seasons where he's in a coma that you can kind of skip, but
so the main character of the show is not even in the show for a couple years.
No, he is. It's just instead of being in the normal world, the first the first season that he's in the coma, he's like they're all what's it called, like gumshoe characters, like a noir.
It's like
for the whole season.
For the whole season. The next
That
season,
sounds
they're
like
all
Wasp running out of ideas and going like, "What about a smoke monster?
Yeah,
Let's try that."
yeah. Then
how do we explain this shit?
Yeah, they're also in space for one full season as different like aliens and stuff like that. Yeah, it's.
I'm out.
Yeah, those 3
man.
seasons are skippable, but the other is fantastic.
It's a good show. All right, that's it. What are we doing next? Heavyweights for the weekly review. Heavyweights, one of my favorite movies, which I looked up and then looked up some information about it, and like the critics hate that movie, which is like doesn't make a lot of sense to me. 70%, 77% on Rotten Tomatoes for fans, 29% for critics.
I only remembered about half of it when I watched it. There was a lot that was all new to me again.
Okay, so we're going to check it out and see what we thought. Are we on the 77% mostly liked it or the 29% hate it?
Oh, definitely the 77% side.
Oh, well, that's a tease that you just ruined. Thanks a lot, Wally.
No problem.
Peace out.